Yay. Thank you, Brandon. All right, have a good night.
I don't know where the agenda is set. I don't know if the agenda is set by you know, the state has laws about housing. Yeah. And under this form of government.
We have a meeting of Lawrence Township Council will now come to order. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for bearing with us while we had a few technical difficulties we need to work through. So I appreciate everyone hanging tight for this really exciting and important meeting where we're going to hear from all of our department heads. So with that, statement of proper notice. Adequate notice of this meeting of the Lawrence Township Council being held on Tuesday, March 3rd, 2026, has been provided through the posting of the annual meeting schedule of said council in accordance with Section 13 of the Open Public Meetings Act. Said notice was forwarded to the Trentonian, the Times, and the Princeton Packet on December 12, 2025. Ms. Carter, may we have the inspiration of the pledge, please?
May we carry on our work at this meeting in a just, honorable, and sincere manner, always bearing in mind our duties and continuing to keep Lawrence a wonderful community in which to live. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Ms. Farmer? Here. Ms. Giglio?
Here.
Mr. Kanaki?
Here.
Ms. Simpson?
Here.
Mayor Bobby?
Here, thank you. Let's start with special proclamations, recognitions, and presentations. Tonight we are going to have the 2026 department head budget presentations. That's not, yeah. We'll start with Keith Levine, our health officer. Welcome, Mr. Levine.
Thank you very much, Mayor Bobbitt. Hello, council, town manager, township attorney, and township clerk. Welcome, everyone. So in preparing for this, we were asked some questions, one being the purpose, our purpose of our department. So the purpose of local health department is to protect the community by preventing disease, investigating public health complaints, enforcing sanitary regulation, and responding to health emergencies. That's easily said, but it's no small task, I can assure you. Much of the work we do is in prevention. The amount of disease we prevent with the activities we do is hard to quantify because we've prevented it. But one can imagine when you look at regions of the world that don't have a strong public health infrastructure, how much disease we might otherwise have. And I think it's important to say that we should all always remember not to take that for granted. Our core responsibilities, plan review and health inspection of restaurants, commercial pools, new and repaired septic systems, potable wells, tattoo parlors, tanning salons, youth camps, and more. We also perform public health nuisance complaints and environmental related complaint investigations. We respond to childhood lead poisoning cases, and we provide education to the community. In our nursing section, we provide physicals for school-age children as well as mandated vaccinations to children without health insurance who would otherwise have no means to see a doctor. Our nurses perform routine screenings and blood pressure checks at our senior center, at home fronts, and our Lawrence Library. They also track, mitigate disease in the community in partnership with our state health department. In our animal control division, we handle various types of domestic animal and wildlife related issues. And we perform rabies clinics to keep the community safe since rabies is lethal and there is no cure. We provide certified copies of vital statistic documents such as births, deaths, and marriage certificates, and we pivot at a moment's notice to meet any public health emergency that comes our way. We have an excellent team of professionals at the Lawrence Health Department. I'm proud to be working alongside of them and serving the Lawrence community. 3 achievements that I'd like to highlight for 2025. For our work in flu prevention and vaccination, the New Jersey Department of Health awarded us top honors for their 2025 Honor Roll Award. This is an achievement held by only one other health department in the state, aside from us. We completed a year-long voluntary immunization quality improvement program in our child health clinic with the Department of Health, New Jersey Department of Health, to improve the efficiency and also increase the number of vaccines that we provide. The results of this program are listed on page 3 of my annual report. This program, as well as the vaccines that we give out in the child health clinic, are provided to Lawrence Township free of charge. We also distributed over 3,500 free COVID test kits to the community this past year. And those test kits were also received for free through our county and federal partners. Another question that Mayor Bobbitt typically asks is challenges in the next 5 years, which I always appreciate that question. As a lifelong environmentalist, climate change issues are always number 1 on my list of concerns, since climate change touches every area of life. Issues like increased flooding in some years and increased droughts in other years. More heat-related illness, especially for our seniors, a population which is increasing every year. And we are seeing more consecutive days above 90 degrees, something that none of us can change. An increase in vector-borne diseases from mosquitoes and ticks are also a problem. Reemergent diseases like measles, tuberculosis, and avian flu in particular. We're seeing right now in Lawrence a lot of sick and dead birds related to avian flu. One of the biggest concerns with avian flu is if it mutates, how easily it would spread from human to human. Something that is definitely not trivial. A key takeaway, a message that I'd like to leave you with tonight, is with an increase in health misinformation, it becomes harder and harder for local health departments to effectively do their job. Add to that funding cuts, like we've seen in public health in the past year, as well as global funding cuts. And we can see a future where more disease and more deadly disease becomes the norm. Supporting your local health department is the best way to stay prepared and to be able to adapt to any number of current and future threats our community may face. Now, generally, Peter Kariakatis assists me with budget numbers. I just want to touch on the fact that the Lawrence Township Health Department that had a budget last year of $39,550. We completed all the work that we did and came in under budget at $25,627. If there are any questions, I'd be happy to help answer.
Can you repeat the top honor that you received from the state again?
Yes, absolutely. So each year, the state health department, in an effort to encourage, better vaccination rates around influenza, they issue an award to institutions and health departments that do a good job in their promotion, in their vaccination rates. There's various criteria that they use. So the award that we achieved this year for 2025 was top honors for their 2025 Honor Roll Award. I believe it was West Windsor was the only other health department that achieved that. So it is a nice notoriety for us, for our team. Thank you very much. And if there's no questions, any other questions?
I have one question. I do have one question, more of a, I guess, comment. I know in the past I've used, come to the health office because you're giving away sort of radon testing kits, because we live in a place where radon is a gas that can come into your basement. Are there, and so I appreciated that the township offered that at no cost to me, and I'm sure that's grant funded somehow, or it's a partnership with the state or county. Are there other services like that that residents can take advantage of from the health department to come in and see you about certain testing options?
Well, of course, the COVID test kits, which has been very popular. I would be more than happy to search for grants and other programs. If I hear from the community on things that are important to them, I'd be more than happy to find grants that would provide, such benefits.
You also do vaccination, right? Vaccination program?
We do vaccination for homebound, so people who are truly homebound, we will visit them and provide certain vaccinations. We do that in partnership with the Princeton Pharmacy, which is in Lawrence Township. Jake, just a phenomenal group of individuals over there who has, they've been great in helping provide us with the vaccine and then billing for us so that we don't have to hire an outside agency to do that.
So if there's no other questions, thank you, Mr. Wilkie.
All right, thank you very much.
And next we have Mr. Fort, Construction.
Good evening, Mayor, Bob, members of council, Tanya, Mr. Derwinski. Mine's not as long as involved as Keith's, but basically this year we pretty much hold our own. We have 4 full-time clerical staff, 1 part-time. We have 4 subcodes, including myself, 1 part-time inspector. This year we took in 2,627 permit applications. Out of that, 115 were solar, and 143 were EV chargers. The staff performed 120 certificate of occupancies, 39 certificate of approvals, 119 temporary certificates of occupancies. The total inspections between our staff, our inspectors, 8,020 inspections we performed this year. We do have a lot of projects coming up. Currently, we have Texas Avenue, which is multifamily. There's Spruce Street, Lawrenceville Prep School. We have projects both with BMS campuses on 206 and Princeton Pike. And we have several additions. We have a couple new family homes going in. Ryan Homes finished up their end this year, and so did DR Horton, so those projects are completed. We met with the folks for 299 Princeton Pike. A few months back, they came in and basically went over their project with us, and we're still waiting for demo permits for them. I don't know what the story is with that, but they said they would be in, and that'll start that project, demoing the 3 buildings out there. We currently have a project on hold on Spruce Street, which is the condominiums up behind the Girl and Boys Club. I believe there's some ground mediation issues. They said once that's cleared up, they'll be in to talk to us. Our pipe plan tables are up and running. We are not taking electronic submissions at this time. We will be in May. We have 1 more round of training to do with our clerical staff, and that would be the submission part that they have to learn. And I'm hoping to have that done within the next 2 weeks. And we're looking to go live, hopefully by the 1st or 2nd week of May. Once we get on board with E-Plan. E-Plan is the contractor that works with Fast Track in a joint venture for all this electronic filing. Currently, the documents downstairs, I spoke to Mr. Nowinski about this. We're looking into doing some scanning. We have over 630 file boxes downstairs that have to be scanned in the future. So with the new E-Plan, my staff is basically, all the applications before they go out, they're actually getting scanned into the system now. This is the stuff that's downstairs just prior to all this. So we definitely have to look into that to move it, because we do have to keep the files. We don't have to keep the plans for only 10 years, but the files themselves we have to keep and store. So that's a little bit of a problem. And that's pretty much all I have for this year. Nothing has changed with our department, budget's same. My staff, I lost a full-time inspector electrical inspector, but I did pick up a part-time inspector. So Bob Mahan is our part-time electrical, and he's been a really great asset, big help to us. You guys have any questions or?
Of course, I'll have questions, but I know that the rest of the council.
Anything?
Well, it's great, you know, as an architect, I'm curious how the E-plans are gonna work in terms of, is that gonna lighten your load some, is that gonna?
Yeah, it will, actually. It's great because in fact, it's paperless, so we're not dealing with much paper. Everything that's scanned now is actually on our iPad, so we go out, we can actually see everything. Plans are a little hard to read, you know, that kind of just, you know. But, you know, we're getting there. I'll be more than welcome to come down and see him, meet with Adam. He's there most of the day. I'm out doing inspections, but he's there, he'll show you. And it's pretty neat tool to have. It'll save us a lot of time because we can basically do plan reviews all at the same time, instead of waiting. So we're hoping that cuts down our 20-day, you know, review process. Right now, we're doing pretty good right now, and we haven't gone over 20 days in a while, so.
That's great to hear.
We're hoping to speed things up.
And one last question I have for you, with the digitized plans and submissions and stuff, will that help the clerk's office in terms of, or the two of you and the clerk's office in terms of over requests for people getting plans and?
I hope so. I mean, was it 300, was 300 and some so far?
Yeah.
And,
I was in the office the other day and I heard someone asking, I'm here about plans for my house.
yeah, we try to we can, like I say, the plans we keep for 10 years and files are kept for ever, so, yeah, hopefully that'll speed the process up. All right, thank
Good
you.
stuff. Thank you. All right, next we have Mr. Oakley, Emergency Management Coordinator. Welcome.
That's my IT level right there, handing in the thumb drive. Okay, good evening. Council. Mr. Sypek, Clerk Carter, and Deputy Clerk Nicole, in the corner over there, nice and quiet, right? Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to be able to present the 2026 budget for emergency services, and we'll get started. So the mission statement for our department, it's the acronym for us is service. And we produce safety for the community, we protect the personnel who protect it, the education through programs for our residents and youth, responsiveness to the suggestion, influences, appeals, or efforts of others, vision from the past to the present and into the future, inspections, investigations, and pre-incident planning and training, commitment to our community, our families, ourselves, and each other, and empathy for all. This is our table of organization for the department. As you can see, the governing body is the lead. It drops down to the municipal manager, our director of public safety, myself, our fire and EMS operations, and then it breaks down to the deputy chiefs and the chief of emergency services and the fire official fire marshal. We have 3 battalion chiefs as well. They are basically station-oriented chiefs. They take care of the stations for us. And then we break down into the divisions and the inspectors that we have. Chris? I want to start off with the emergency management division. The definition of emergency management is an organized analysis, planning, decision-making, and assignment of available resources to mitigate, prepare for, respond to, and recover from the effects of all hazards. We operate as an all-hazard plan here in town, our emergency operations plan. That means that no matter what comes down the road, whether it's man-made, whether it's weather-related, we can handle it, and the emergency operations plan is tooled just for that reason. This year, we completed our emergency management plan at the FEMA level. There was a template that was produced by FEMA, and the state of New Jersey contracted with an outside agency to help us. And we have now streamlined our emergency management plan from a book that was probably about this big down to a thumb drive like you see right there containing all of our information. And we were able to disseminate that thumb drive to the responsible people that would need it in the township. So it definitely streamlined our operation. Our vision in emergency management is we seek to promote safer, less vulnerable communities with the capacity to cope with hazards and disasters. Emergency management is the managerial function charged with creating the framework within each community to reduce vulnerability to hazards and cope with disasters. And the role of the Emergency Management Office is to establish policies and procedures which will assure the maximum and most effective utilization of all resources in the township, minimize the loss of life and/or injury to the population, and protect and conserve the resources and facilities in Lawrence Township during emergencies resulting from natural disasters or man-induced technological hazards. Okay. In the Office of Emergency Management, this just lays out a policy of what we do. There's a five-fold mission in emergency management. That is to warn of impending danger, when required, support local emergencies with timely, effective deployment of resources. Through the public information process, we keep affected residents informed about the situation and how they can protect themselves, coordinate direct restoration and recovery operations when local government resources are exhausted, and assess local needs and coordinate support from the state of New Jersey and federal government as necessary and appropriate. That comes in when we claim a disaster, which Mayor Bobbitt has so kind to declare 2 disasters so far since he's been in office, storm-related disasters. So he's quite familiar with how that process goes. Okay. This is just the 5 mission areas that I just explained to you. Okay, Chris. Our emergency operations plan, as I just spoke of, it's a all hazards plan. And again, that has been disseminated to all of the important people here in the township that would need to call on that plan at a given time. Get into the fire division. We have 3 fire stations, which used to be fire departments. We are now the Lawrence Township Fire Department. The 3 stations are the Lawrenceville Station, located on Gordon Avenue, the Lawrence Road Station, 206 by Varsity Pizza and Dunkin' Donuts, and then also the Slackwood Station, which is down in the south end. We have a career staff and a volunteer staff, which makes us a combination department. So we're not all one or the other. It's a combination department between the career and the volunteer. Okay, Chris. Some of the major accomplishments of the fire division, we acquired a Lucas system. The Lucas system we've demonstrated here before. It's an automated CPR unit. It straps to the chest of a victim, and instead of manual CPR, it automatically presents a CPR rhythm through a machine, which then allows the first responders, the EMTs and the paramedics, to continue treatment without having to do CPR. It's highly effective, it's very good, and very, very expensive. One of our firefighters, one of our fire lieutenants applied for a grant, and he received the grant through Bristol Myers Squibb, and we were able to purchase two of these machines. One which rides on our first responder engine, and the other one that was given to the EMS division. Says that the fire department, both career and volunteer, have been dispatched to a total of 1,255 assignments, and that was as of November 13th. That changed at the end of the year and ended up being 1,440 responses that we went. I can tell you this much: when I first joined the fire company many years ago, we were lucky to break 100 calls. And you see yourself now forward with almost over 1,400 calls. Car seat inspections, which we're showing up here. That's a special community outreach thing that we do. We have car seat technicians that install the car seats for families that have newborns, or a lot of grandparents mostly are the ones that come to see us, and we install the car seats for them. So it's a safer way. The technicians actually teach the people how to put the seats in, but it just seems that when those people that we've already taught how to put the car seat in, when they get a new car, they come back for a refresher course. So it's kind of a round robin that we do with them. And we did several hundred, we did fire safety presentations to several hundred students from the Township elementary schools and a number of daycare centers. And you see the community events that we participate in. One of the favorite ones for these guys is always the police department's trunk or treat, which we look forward to every year. Okay, Chris. The EMS accomplishments. Our EMS division responded to over 4,291 calls last year. Of those 4,291, they transported 2,569 people to a secondary medical facility for further treatment. We have, I'll get to the numbers of how many employees we have, but you could also see some of the activities that they squeeze into their day. They do blood pressure screenings, they do basic CPR and AED familiarization. They also participate in trunk and treat as well. So they're happy to do that. And one of the things that they do, they assist the Santa Claus time of year. The EMTs put up a mailbox for letters to Santa. And when they first started out with this little program that they wanted to do, they didn't know how well it was going to be participated in. So now they receive hundreds of letters that they have to sit there and answer, and they do a really great job. They interface with the community quite well. Okay. So fire incidents for the year just shows you some of the things that are in the top of our responses. You'll see that there's a big part of ours are emergency medical services that the career staff participates in during the daytime. And then we also have the nuisance calls, false alarms, which were like 338 of them out of the 12,000 or the 1,200 that you see here. And those are the biggest percentages of our responses. Okay. Emergency medical calls, we have one supervising chief, Chrissy Vincent. We have 10 full-time staff, and we have about 20 per day. This goes to show you some of the calls that we've been on. I want to point out one, which is kind of interesting. You'll see almost all the way down, 5 stabbed gunshot wounds. We go into the city of Trenton on quite a few calls, and we've responded in there for gunshot victims on a regular basis. If you see our EMTs, you'll notice that they are wearing bulletproof vests. They wear these bulletproof vests for safety, and it's because they enter into the city of Trenton where there is a higher rate of violence and violent people. We try to outfit them with these vests. And thankfully, the council approved that initiative. Last year, we were able to replenish all the vests for our EMTs to give them that little extra edge of safety when they go into the different environments that they have to have. Okay. The fire marshal's office, which is our code enforcement. You can see that they conducted a large amount of business inspections, and they also do fire safety permits on food trucks, fireworks, bonfires, and large gatherings. And they are tasked with investigating all fires and explosions that occur within the township. Okay. Their housing department, which is a one-man show right now, they did about 3,430 multiple units that they were tasked with inspecting. Those multiple units are also the houses. When regular residential houses exchange hands, they have to go out and inspect those as well for particular items that are needed on the exchange of the house. And they're a pretty busy group for only one person, as you can see. So it's kind of a big undertaking. Okay. I want to quickly touch on our budget for 2026. You can see under the Office of Emergency Management, $8,000. Our OSHA expense, that's our Occupational Safety and Health. That's split across the board with a bunch of the different departments in the township. Our emergency medical service and volunteer fire station stipends that we give. Our ambulance services, which is some of the things that we provide. Our VIP, which is the volunteer incentive program. That's what our volunteer firefighters do when they respond to a call. They receive a small stipend for responding to the call, and as they respond to more calls, it gives them a nice little piece of change and to help out with wear and tear on their vehicles, clothing that they might ruin if they go to a call. Our fire services, $35,000, fire inspections, and our utility costs, which are basically the utility costs of running the 3 fire stations and the EMS building. Our 2026 capital budget, under fire services, $140,000 for a new ladder truck that's going to be put in. We have now reached the point where we will be able to, when the budget passes, we'll be able to actually go out now and start to do the specifications for a new ladder truck, which we are in desperate need. One of our ladder trucks is 32 years old. Thanks to Greg Whitehead's group at Public Works, we've been able to keep that truck in service for quite a while, and they did a bang-up job with this thing for 32 years on something that's only supposed to last serviceability-wise for 25 years is amazing. We're getting turnout gear, which we constantly have to replace the turnout gear. There's a 10-year shelf life on most of our turnout gear. So as the stuff cycles through, then we have to replace it. Our self-contained breathing apparatus. This is probably the last year we finally caught up with getting all our SCBAs. That's the air packs that the firefighters wear. We've got that pretty well caught up now, so we're in good shape. That's another $125,000 that we've asked for. Radios, and this says papers. That's not papers, that's pagers. Okay, $100,000. We had a grant that was authorized by the county back in 2015, where we took a lot of our radios. It was a sweeping grant across all the fire departments in the county. They got they gave us different types of radios to use. All those things have reached their serviceability, and now we have to bear the replacement cost of getting those radios, because nowadays a radio in 6 months it becomes obsolete basically, because they come up with a new idea or something else that they add. Parts are very difficult to get, so we just have to put the old stuff aside and purchase the new stuff. We're looking for a new fire reporting system. Our system that we use right now is antiquated and it's been put out of service, so we need to get a new fire reporting system. 3 deputy chiefs vehicles. The deputy chiefs have global responsibility within the department. When there used to be individual fire companies, those cars that they were driving were owned by the fire department. That doesn't exist anymore. So we need to replace the vehicles. The vehicles have definitely used up their serviceability, and we really need to replace them. So we've asked for some money to be able to do that. Emergency management, we're going to get another response vehicle, and then vehicle maintenance on the fire trucks for $50,000. Those are the 2 grants that we obtained. There was an American Rescue Plan for $75,000, and then the Bristol Myers grant for $41,000. Interdepartmental collaborations. The department constantly interfaces with the construction department, public works, health, recreation, and engineering. These incidents involve both planned and emergent events. Anything that's coming down the road, we meet, especially with the weather events that go on. We meet with public works and the police department constantly, and the director of public safety, Chris Longo, in that role that he has right now, and it works out well. We interface very well, and we're able to get the job done, which is a credit to everybody that's involved. Okay. Our 5-year strategic outcome targets. The first one is a response performance, 10% of improvement in 90th percentile response times. It has to do with emergency services responding to a scene, and we want to try and get into that 90th percentile, which means that we have to be able to get to the calls a little bit quicker. Capital readiness, 100% compliance with the replacement schedule. That has to do with our radios, our gear, and our fire apparatus, and our ambulances. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to make sure that we're compliant with those particular things. Technology, the fully integrated CAD, RMS, and pre-planned ecosystems. The Mercer County Central Communications is in the process of upgrading their CAD system. Once that comes on board, it will make it a lot more easier for us, and the interface between our agency and the county will be a lot better, especially when it comes to report writing, because then they can actually send the reports to us electronically, so it gives the EMTs a leg up when they're doing their reports, and in the fire department with our fire reporting system, we'll be able to complete the reports in a timely manner. The workforce, we want to document succession for for all chief officer ranks. This has to do with not only me, but it also has to do with the volunteers. There has to be a succession of who's going to be taking over next, because as we know, the volunteer corps that we have, they do a great job along with our career staff, but they come and go nowadays. Our core of people that we have right now, we count on them a lot, but there's only a handful that are out there. And they do one heck of a job when the career staff's not on after hours. Overtime, we want to try and reduce our overtime by about 15%. That has to do with the proper scheduling. There's some things that are unavoidable, like we just had the winter storm event where we had to have extra people on. And then, of course, filling in for people who call out sick or get injured. So we're going to try and keep that under wraps a little bit. And then our community risk. We're going to try a reduction in preventable residential fires, which is going to be the responsibility of not only the fire department to conduct, I don't know what the word is, but anyhow, conduct the things that we do. So they'll be out there doing the different shows for people, and then the fire marshal's office will also get involved in being able to actually educate people in fire prevention. Okay. Goals for 2026. A modern fire and emergency services agency must evolve beyond reactive response, strategic focus on data-driven deployment, capital discipline, workforce resilience, and community risk reduction ensures improved service delivery while maintaining fiscal responsibility and public trust. We want to maintain the levels of service that we provide, increase efficiency while managing time, and provide a more robust schedule to extend the hours of coverage provided by our services, and that goes for our career and volunteer staff. Okay. That's all I have.
Thank you.
I don't know if you have any questions?
Questions from council?
No? Okay.
Councilman Kanaki.
Glad to see that you got the vest for your EMTs. What about the lock boxes for if they're going into Trenton and there's a weapon, they gotta be able to lock it up if there's not a cop around? Did we ever get the lock boxes?
We did not purchase the lock boxes last year, but it's on the agenda for this year. That also has to do when they actually have people, police officers or anybody else that may be injured, if they're transporting, they can actually, lock the weapon up and hold on to it. But yeah, we have the lock boxes actually in the fire station too as well, because there are police officers that belong to the volunteer fire company. And since they carry weapons all the time, when they come into the station, they actually lock their weapons up in the lock box before they get on the truck.
But I'm talking about on your rig.
Yes, on the rig too, yes, that's what we're talking about, yep.
All right, but I have two questions for you.
Uh-oh.
They should be easy for you. First, you mentioned about sort of the organization of the fire service. Some people have said in the presentation that our consultant gave, they're concerned about consolidation and things like that. It sounds like operationally right now, we are one fire service. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
So just to enhance that a little bit,
Yes, please.
we have been consolidated for some time. We have a consolidated service where we've combined all the volunteer stations into one, where they all respond from. And then the career staff also is part of that program as well during the daytime. So all of our assets, all of our volunteers go to one station and man the apparatus out of one station.
And then my follow-up is, there's been comments both from council and from the public in the past about mutual aid and what that means. Can you just briefly, for everyone's benefit, explain what mutual aid is for mainly fire service, but also EMTs?
So the mutual aid program in the county, we participate in the mutual aid program. That means that when your assets are either overwhelmed or they are tied up doing something else at another incident, that you will receive assistance from a outside agency, from another town. It's automatic when it comes to EMS, and it's also automatic when it comes to fire. I'll give you an instance. We had a fire not too long ago behind the Red Roof Inn on Brunswick Pike. That fire, when it came in, we automatically received mutual aid from Hamilton Township and West Windsor, and from Ewing Township, Prospect Heights. That's the way we have what's called box alarm plans. That's the way our plans are built. Our plans are built so that if there's an incident that comes in that is, I guess, more involved than just a regular fire alarm kind of situation, we automatically receive aid. And then we also give aid. We aid other towns with our ambulances and our fire apparatus. So it's a give and take situation as far as that goes, but that's basically what the mutual aid covers.
Right, so, and just to follow up then, that means that, say, if I live in Lawrence and I see a Trenton truck in Colonial Lakelands, that's not necessarily a failure on our part, it's more that the plan is that they would assist Lawrence if the fire was a certain size or something like that.
Correct. And in addition to that, you want to just keep in mind that the way the county is moving and the way the dispatch center is moving, very soon, when the new CAD system gets put into place, the closest staffed geographic unit is going to be sent to a call. That means that automatically when a call comes in, it may be on the south end of Lawrence Township, on the Ewing Township border, but Prospect Heights Fire Company, which is just our neighboring one to the south, is automatically going to be sent to that call if we put it into our plan that way. That's just redundancy that we need in order to provide, the level of service that we have right now, and to make sure things get to the scene quickly.
Thank you. Any other questions? All right, thank you. Jeffrey? Then we have Chief Redding next. By the way, Mr. Nowinski, did you know that Mr. Hart was also an IT specialist?
We wear a lot of hats here.
It's not just Public Works that's cross-trained?
Good evening, Mayor, Town Council, Town Administration. Appreciate the opportunity to present the 2026 Police Department budget. If you don't mind, I am going to move around a little bit. I don't like to sit still, so we'll get right into it. So as far as the staffing is concerned for the police department, in 2025, 63 full-time sworn police officers. That is up from 60 as a result of town council last year, allowing us to add 3 officers to the department. So we are now at 63 sworn police officers. If you remember last year, we now have 1 full-time mental health coordinator who was our SLEO 1 officer, and that was something that we talked about last year. We have 5 full-time SLEO 3 school resource officers, 3 full-time records clerks, 1 full-time secretary to the chief of police, 1 part-time secretary to the investigative division, a part-time clerk who does our firearms backgrounds, 2 part-time property and evidence clerks, 1 does our digital media, and the other does all of our physical evidence and destruction. And we have now 9 full-time dispatchers now that we've taken on dispatch from the private company. So Lawrence Township Police Department's purpose is to protect life, property, preserve the peace, and serve our community with integrity, professionalism, and accountability. Our organizational staffing structure is designed to support patrol operations, investigations, traffic safety, community engagement, and administrative oversight. Every division works together towards one common goal, delivering high-quality, responsive police services to the residents of Lawrence Township. And our officers in 2025 responded to a total of 28,019 calls for service. So our 2025 accomplishments, these were, a lot of these are as a result of town council, of what I presented last year, in the beginning of the year for 2025. I do want to thank our command staff, our Captain Joe Leck, Lieutenant Sean Sexton, Lieutenant Dan Gladney, Lieutenant Mike Whitmore, Lieutenant RJ Laird. As a result of the entire command staff, this is why we were able to accomplish these things, working together, because these were major accomplishments and major transitions for the police department last year. We had a successful CAD system transition. In December, the entire command staff worked closely with Enforces. Our old CAD had been in the police department since 2008, so we had just changed to this new CAD in December of 2025. So the Enforces staff was on site at the police department for 2 weeks straight. They did hands-on training with all our officers, all of our dispatchers. We had a go-live week, which was very efficient with the Enforces personnel. They worked alongside all of our shifts. And this change through Enforces allows us now for NIBR scoring, which is the way we report our crime to the state and to the federal government. And this is a far more advanced system than our previous way of operating through our old CAD. So it was a major operational upgrade completed with really without any disruption to our service. So thank you to Town Council for that change in our CAD. We successfully completed our accreditation process. This is as a result of Lieutenant Mike Whitmore and Sergeant Dylan McClister, who are both here tonight. They both spent a significant amount of time with the accreditation, demonstrating adherence to the best practices, professional standards, and accountability. And accreditation, it reinforces public confidence and strengthens our internal operations. And Lieutenant Whitmore and I will be attending the final hearing for our accreditation next Thursday. So credit to Lieutenant Whitmore and Dylan McClister for the work that they had put into our accreditation process. Some community and safety investments from 2025 increased traffic cones and barricades we purchased to enhance visibility and safety for the officers and the public at crash scenes and emergencies. We created the department's first full-time mental health liaison, Elmore Dasher. We established a full-time community policing officer, Nair Campbell, who's here tonight. He handles now all of our events and our increased presence in social media. And as far as grants, we had 2 successful traffic safety grants, Put the Phone Away or Pay and Move Over for law enforcement, which we'll continue to pursue in 2026. So moving into 2026, proud to report that there's a 0% increase in our budget. And I'm going to really focus on capital expenditures moving forward. And the primary areas for this are going to be our Axon body-worn camera technology and storage, our artificial intelligence tools for police officers, as well as community engagement initiatives. So as far as Axon body-worn cameras, we're a 5-year program, and we're in year 4 of our 5 years for Axon. In year 3, we received an upgrade in our cameras. As a result of the upgrade, the technology really changed with the new cameras that our officers are wearing, and the capabilities are pretty amazing. So that's what I'm going to get into. So we do have these new cameras. Axon has introduced a program called Draft One technology. It allows the officers to generate their report narratives in seconds using auto-transcribed body-worn camera audio. So everything that the officer does is already captured on audio and video, and then they go back and they essentially spend sometimes hours, if not an entire shift, writing a report. Putting everything that they did on paper. They then submit that report to the supervisor. The supervisor has to review it before the end of the shift, make any corrections, send it back to the officer. The officer has to correct it, send it back to the supervisor. Draft One essentially uploads body camera audio into a secure cloud storage. It automatically transcribes the officer's audio. It generates a structured narrative within minutes for the officer. It requires the officer to then review that entire report, edit it. It will give you areas that it wants the officer to elaborate on. And then the officer will approve it, send it to submission, or submit it for completion. The supervisor will then review the report, send it either back to the officer for any corrections that they want, or approve it. And then after that approval, it will go to our investigative division for approval. So we have 3 levels of approval for our reporting system. So really the result of Draft One, it's a more standardized, clear, detailed reports. Everything is standardized. And it supports a far more efficient process. It gives the officers time for patrol, time for investigations, time for training, time for wellness, rest, and more community engagement. So it takes the officer away from sitting at a desk for hours writing a report, and these reports are drafted in sometimes minutes. Axon also offers push-to-talk translation. So currently, the police department uses language line. Language line, if an officer encounters someone that does not speak English or whatever, they have to then notify dispatch or call language line on their cell phone. Dispatch will call language line. The officer will determine which language it is. They will find a translator. They will get in touch with the officer over his cell phone, and a lot of times the officer will put the cell phone on speakerphone as they're encountering. This obviously takes time. With these new cameras that we have, Axon has a push-to-talk translation feature. They have over 50 languages already stored in the system in Axon. The languages can either be manually selected or auto-detected right on scene as the officer is speaking with an individual. The translations occur within seconds. It improves understanding when a human translator is not immediately available at that second. This takes time when you call the language line. So it's automatically going to reduce confusion. It's going to increase safety. It's really going to build trust across different language barriers. We all know that Lawrence Township, is a very, very diverse community. So the officers do encounter a lot of residents that just, don't speak English. I'm going to show a real quick 30-second video just so you have an understanding of exactly how the body camera does translate and works.
他的员工大吵大闹，然后抢些东西就跑了。他是朝那边走的。
Language detected as Chinese. He shouted loudly at the employees, then grabbed some things and ran away. He went that way.
Okay, sir, can I get his full name, please?
好的，先生，请问您的全名是什么 ？Things
So that's-
and ran away. He went that way.
Okay, sir, can I get his full name?
So our officers have these cameras as of last year. Axon is by far the leading body camera company in the country. And we do have, the most updated cameras that have pretty amazing capabilities right now. So yeah, the push-to-talk translation is pretty amazing. Next, Blue Voice AI Assistant. So right now, there's tens of thousands of pages and documents that are policies, procedures, laws, things of that nature for police officers. We're noticing younger generation utilizing AI through search features in Google and ChatGPT, things like that. As far as the chief of police is concerned, as far as I'm concerned, Blue Voice has been talked about. It's utilized in a lot of other states. It's now coming to New Jersey, and it's a closed-loop AI policy search system, meaning the system is only going to have New Jersey Attorney General guidelines and directives in it. It's going to have New Jersey Title 2C, New Jersey Title 39, New Jersey case law, prosecutor's office directives that we put in, Lawrence Township Police policies, procedures, rules, regulations, memos, special orders, township ordinances, we add to the system. Now, when the officer has a question, whatever the question is, could be just Lawrence Township related, or could be Attorney General guidelines. I want the officer searching this system. At the end of the day, any Google search is going to come up with some type of generic response, or essentially may not be totally accurate. This is simply going to search everything that has to do with New Jersey law enforcement. So the answer that you're going to get instantly, instead of having to possibly sort through a 40, 50, 60-page document to try to get a few answers, this will be able to search that instantly and be able to give the officer the direction needed immediately. So really the benefits, it's going to reduce errors. It's going to promote de-escalation, improve legal accuracy. It's going to obviously save a lot of time, protect both officers and citizens, and it really does strengthen the constitutional policing while improving operational efficiency. So this is another capital request that I have listed. Community engagement. I have a lot of officers that are really seeking interest in bicycle patrol. So police e-bikes are really up and coming now. We do have a handful of officers that are certified in bike patrol, and we do send out the bikes during our special events. But these e-bikes are really the up and coming. We all know we have township parks that are big. We have the Lawrence Oakville Trail, we have the DNR Canal Path, and we have some large community events like the fireworks, Memorial Day Parade, Community Day. As far as the Canal Path, Oakville Trail, the officers get calls for service all the time on the Canal Path and on the trails. There's areas where they cannot bring the police car. There's been times where they've had to walk a half mile, a mile, just to get to, somewhere in need. So it has happened. These, the e-bikes are efficient. They will really enhance the ability to respond to areas like that. And it's going to create increased approachability and community interaction. I mean, when we can't take a police car through a township park in the middle of the day if the officer just wants to go through. So the ability to be able to ride a bike through the park like this is, it's important to us. It's very important, and the officers are really showing an interest in bicycle patrol. So in closing, really, the 2026 Police Department reflects fiscal responsibility with a 0% increase in the budget. The capital expenditures, in my opinion, they reflect a strategic investment in technology that include enhanced officer efficiency, increased community engagement, and improved transparency and accountability. There'll be a continued dedication to progressive and responsible policing. And our overall goal for 2026, very simple, is to provide smarter policing, safer community, stronger relationships. We're going to continue to move forward thoughtfully, responsibly, collaboratively. And thank you for your time, your support, and partnership in public safety. And any questions that you have, welcome. Thank you. Any questions from council?
You mentioned AI tools in your report. Are there other AI tools that you're currently utilizing or plan to utilize?
We are not utilizing any AI tools right now. No. The only AI tools are the AI policy search and the AI and the AI police report.
On that, where does this Blue Voice AI assistant, where does this live? Is it on their phone and they're just looking?
Yeah, or the laptop computer in the police car. Yeah, so if the officer is, on an e-bike down in the DNR Canal Path, a mile down, they don't have a police computer, yes, Blue Voice has the ability, the officer can, and so they'll be able to search it right away.
I just want to, again, thank you and congratulate you on the mental health portion of policing and the excellent job that you do with community policing as well. E-bikes are exciting, right? It's also wellness, not just, for officers going out to rescue, but I think it's a tremendous opportunity.
I appreciate that, thank you.
I'll just say congratulations again on the accreditation. I know that's a big deal. I know it's a lot of work, but it just goes to show that our police department is on top of things and recognized by others as being top notch. And I just echo the other comments about, it's great to hear about using AI to sort of streamline processes and to sort of add some sort of consistency to the reports. I'm assuming that you've sort of figured out how to put it into sort of what your standard format is so that you get the right outcome. Yes, it has, you know, AI can also give you some pretty strange things too. And then just for the benefit of those in the audience, and are watching at home, what is a CAD system? Because as an architect, that's computer aided design to me, but for you and for Mr. Oakley, what does CAD mean?
Ours is computer-aided dispatch. That's what we use.
So computer aided. Exactly. So I just want to say thank you again. Appreciate all the hard work you did. So thanks.
Appreciate it, thank you.
All right, and next we have Mr. Whitehead, Director of Public Works. Welcome.
Thank you. Good evening, council. Thank you very much, Mayor, council, clerk, for having me tonight. I'm going to start off with a quick 40-minute Public Works video to get us primed a little.
Is this a point of view from a snowplow operator?
I'm going to start off the presentation a little bit. We're in here. This was one of our projects, in-house projects we did last year. As a team, came in under budget and a lot faster than we thought, but it was a good in-house project. Joe Selinsky really spearheaded it and got this job done. The whole room was torn out and redone. And I think they did it in 6-7 weeks. It really shows the talent and flexibility our employees and our department has. They show it time after time, and I'm just very proud of their work. A little division summary. We have a director, 2 in administration. Our street division has 16 people. We have 1 inspector, which is basically does our brush inspection and leaves and is out on the road doing that. Buildings and grounds, park division, we have 10 full-time folks. Vehicle maintenance, we have 4 mechanics who do an amazing job. If you think about the number of police cars, fire trucks, ambulances, snowplow trucks, park maintenance vehicles and mowers, those guys are the core of our department and make things happen. These last snowstorms, 3 in the morning, they're changing blades, changing tires, snow dripping on their heads at 5 in the morning. They're amazing employees, and we're very lucky to have that staff working in Lawrence Township. Our ecological facility is staffed by our street division. By permit, we have to have someone there every day for the DEP at the gate. And then we staff the facility with Princeton, and we're still doing a joint service there. It's been working out very well over these years. Right now, we're in the middle of renewing our 5-year DEP permit. Working with DEP on it, it's not an easy task, but we've been working on that. Clyde, who's here in the audience, has been spearheading that and doing a great job. Our reduction efforts over the years continue. We contract out services when we can instead of hiring new employees. Shared services when we can. We have a number of shared pieces of equipment with Princeton. We share the ecological facility. Whenever we look at something, we look to perhaps share it with another town. Cross-training has been really big for us, getting other employees involved and different things, so we don't have to go out and contract out a different work. Our 2026 public works staffing request, no new staffing. We continue to cross-train and work more efficient to get our tasks done. And that's how we've been doing it for a number of years. This winter obviously has been very demanding on us, the staff. 2025, we had 4 snow events, 19 inches, 17 salting events, almost 3,000 tons of salt. That's 2025. 2026, we had 8 salting events, 5 snow plowing events, and over 35 inches of snow. The guys did an amazing job. I couldn't be more proud of the team. This is my 28th winter here in Lawrence, and I can't remember a team of employees that did a better job. We have a lot of routes. We have a lot of different equipment. We're working around the clock. This last storm, the average guy worked 25, 26 hours with minimal breaks. And it goes to show that with council behind us, getting us the right equipment, building our labor pool, the right training, we really can accomplish a lot. It's just a great job by these individuals. Our Parks Division, there's zero increase. Our operating budget's $125,000. That's for everything. That's for lining the fields. That's for fertilization. That's for irrigation. That's for paint. That's lawn mowers. That's everything. Our capital request is to replace 2 of our zero-turn lawn mowers. We really made an effort to keep our capital budget down this year. And there's no new purchases. We're only looking to replace old, obsolete equipment that's really not giving us peak efficiency anymore. You can see we with those 10 employees, we take care of a lot of territory. Those park workers also turn into snow workers. Those park workers are in a route out on the road plowing snow. We have one of our mechanics that's assigned out on the road plowing snow. Building maintenance out on the road plowing snow. Everybody in our department is engaged in snow removal. That's how we make it happen in Lawrence. Our daily activities, we have 100 garbage cans that every day they got to be checked and emptied. Restrooms, walking paths. Obviously in the summer and spring, athletic fields, cutting grass, they're all at the top of our list. You could see we're loaded with fields, 21 soccer fields, football, baseball, lacrosse, tennis courts, basketball, volleyball, pickleball, bocce court. And we have a lot of playgrounds. Playgrounds have to be inspected and they have to be dealt with very quickly so nobody gets hurt. So we are on top of that, and it's a little time consuming. All these things take time. Buildings and grounds, 0 increase in our operating budget. Our capital request is for some heating unit replacements in our public works garage. Now, when we don't increase the operating budget the last couple of years, all of our costs are still increasing, right? Parts, heating, electric, plumbing, everything is increasing 10, 15, 20%. We have to find better ways, cheaper prices, better contractors, more efficient ways to get the work done. And we've been doing that the last few years. It's just getting harder and harder to keep that pace up. So as we hold and freeze costs, everything else is going up, and we have to work smarter to figure it out. We do have a lot of facilities, and they all have to be kept 100%. As you can see, a lot of square feet, and all these fall under our responsibility. Public Works, Town Hall, Police Court Facilities, Senior Center, EMS, the Braley House. We take care of all these facilities, not only during the workday, these facilities are 24/7. So if police don't have heat in the middle of the night, the tenant at the Braley House loses power, we're getting all those calls and we're responding to those calls. Buildings and ground responsibilities, I'm not gonna read all of these, but the guys do a great job. They do a plethora of everything. We run the gamut in facilities. They have the skill set, everything from carpentry to electric to plumbing. Street division, 0 increase. We do have a few capital requests. These are all replacement. You can, a 2026 refuse truck, that will have a plow on it that we use for our popular leaf and brush pickup program. That'll also be outfitted for winter use, replacement of a pickup truck, and additional funds for our automated pickup garbage carts. Now, we did have a meeting with MCIA today. The county is continuing to progress with possibly going to automated pickup for recycling. So that'll be a cart instead of the buckets as well. The county is looking to maybe bid that out with the carts included in the contract and the replacement and repair carts in the contract. Obviously, that's a price we pay as part of being in the MCIA. So I'll be given, when we get all those costs, I'll be giving those to Mr. Nowinski to start reviewing those to see how much more the program will be. But we expect the program will become more efficient with less employees on the trucks, which hopefully will drive down the cost to absorb the cost of the cars. So a little breakdown of our street division. I'd like to show this because it's easy to see our brush collection, our leaf collection, and our ecological center, how much of the pie that takes up. I mean, obviously brush and leaf collection dominate our hours that we have available to us. Tree work, now that we have an in-house tree crew, that's incredible, the amount of work they're getting done, but that also takes labor hours away from the total pool of work we do within the township. The street division is responsible for really a gamut of work, from street signs to concrete work to asphalt repairs to paving to storm drains to all our DEP mandated items we have to do on a yearly basis. And obviously snow removal. Tree removal, I can't give these guys enough credit. This year, we removed 212 street trees, trimmed 374 trees. In the parks, 89 dead trees and trimmed 841 trees. These guys are worker bees. I mean, we bought them the truck, and we've paid back that truck already. The truck doesn't owe us anything. These guys do a great job. And tree work is so expensive now. You know, you could spend $2,000 to take down one tree. So you could easily see we would never have the funding to take down that amount of trees. You know, we used to budget maybe $25,000, which will get you 25 trees if you're lucky. So we're really doing great. Very proud of that new division. Brush collection program, that's one of our biggest things. We do it year round. 1,700 tons of brush we collected, 2,000 tons of leaves. Our street sweeping program, even our metal collection program, picked up 56,000 pounds of metal last year from residents, which they really love the program. Roadside mowing, storm drains, obviously we talked about snow removal. Our e-waste program, we still run at Public Works, 1,900 pounds of computers, 15,000 pounds of TVs. So we continue that program. It's very popular with the residents, and all those items stay out of the waste stream. Our mulch delivery program, we'd like to run again for 2026. It was very well received last year. We made 274 deliveries, getting rid of over 800 cubic yards of wood chips from our facility. And that's really the name of the game at our ecological facility. DP wants it out of there. As quick as we get it in, they want it out of there. So we're constantly inspected. Our books are inspected. So I can't have brush and chips in there for more than 6 months. We have to get it off the site. Vehicle maintenance, zero increase. We do have a mobile lift system. We're trying to get away from our underground system because of the water issue down at Public Works. So we continue to work on that. Like I said before, the mechanics are great. They save us tons of money in the long run. If we had to send these items out, forget it. They do just a great job. They do everything from transmissions to pulling engines out to regular maintenance, and they do a terrific job. Our ecological center, we still run with Princeton. It's just, some numbers here of what we do down there with leaves and compost. Like I said, we're trying to renew our 5-year permit with the state now. We had over 2,000 Lawrence residents come to our facility last year. This is our current list for paving for 2026. Avalon, Federal City, Baker's Basin, Titus, Phillips, Craven, Gordon, James, George T. Foxcroft, Bannister. After this winter, I'm working with engineer. There might be a cold soil. There might be a few a couple other areas that didn't do very well with these winter storms. We're going to add on or maneuver. I make it in 10 minutes?
I forgot to start my time.
That's all I have. Thank you. Any questions?
Any questions from council?
It's not a question, I just want to commend all the public works on the snow removal. It's all we heard in the moment you leave Lawrence, you notice. You see the town line very clearly.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Rob.
Thank you. Thank you
Oh,
very much. Oh, sorry.
I do have a couple questions. The lawnmowers, are they gonna be electric or are you looking at that or is that something?
We have one, right now, one electric, zero turn in our fleet.
Okay,
Uh,
all right, that's fair. And then for the heating unit replacement at Public Works, are you looking at sort of, does PSEG have any programs that?
Yeah, we are looking to see what they have to offer right now. These units are very special to our building. They heat the big area, so what they basically are is a burner. They suck in the cold air from outside, and there's flames, and it blows the warm air right into the big garage. So these.
Efficiency.
No, there's no efficiency. It's so the equipment really can start in the middle of the night if it snows. Well, we are looking at what alternatives are there out there to heat, 15,000 square feet bay, other than what we have now. So we are looking at that.
And I'll just say for the public's benefit, I had a chance to visit Public Works building last year, and their garage is the cleanest garage I've ever seen in my life. And it just goes to show the sort of care and dedication that the employees have up and down. It's not just sort of keep the streets clean, it's keeping their workplace clean. And again, kudos to you.
I will say something that, we've done for a long time, and Clyde's sitting there, and Clyde was manager of motors for a long time. We strain every ounce out of every piece of equipment to get it to the finish line. So something that might last the turnpike 6 years, we're getting 13 years out of. And we do that with everything we own to really, when it's ready for auction, it's ready for auction. We do that to make room for other things we need. If we're constantly replacing things we have, you're never gonna get ahead of the game. You're never gonna get more efficient. You're never gonna get quicker. You're never gonna need less people. So we do that with a purpose, and folks like Clyde D'Angelo, they do it very well. They do it very well.
Of course.
I just have a question about the automated recycling. What does that mean again? It's a different.
So if we go to this, it'll be like our garbage. You'll get a cart with a lid with two wheels, and it'll probably be a 65-gallon cart. You'll put all your mixed recycling in it, cardboard, aluminum, everything. And you'll, instead of dragging your buckets out, you'll wheel this out for automated pickup. Now, the cost break is what we're all interested in. Like, how much more is it gonna cost, or is it gonna save us? So that's kind of where it is right now. And then how fast will we go through carts? Our automated garbage, we use a lot of carts. They get hit by cars, they get hit by trucks, they get broken by the vendor. We just had the vendor buy us $600 worth of carts. We take pictures of them. We have them come down and look at them, show them that they broke them. So we're on top of that, but it's like another thing, right? It's like another thing we're managing. You think it's easier, but you really got to stay on top of these things because one cart's $50, and we're ordering, hundreds of carts at a time, tractor trailer loads. So, thank you.
Mayor, I have a comment. I've been quiet. I've been quiet.
You're saving your time.
No, I just to highlight what Greg just said, and that it's not really in the mindset of the average taxpayer that we have department heads that are experienced, professional, problem solvers that care enough to try and do their work in a way that respects the taxpayers and the money that it takes. And Greg just highlighted it, but it's across the board, and that's one of the benefits of our municipal government, is we have experienced people in the places that we need them to be. And though it may not be very readily apparent to taxpayers, especially if you're on Facebook, it's really clear that, to me at least, and you see it when these guys are presenting, these people are presenting, that they care. And they have the tools necessary to really do their jobs. And you guys help with that, for sure.
Thank you.
And is it fair to say without increases, they're balancing their budgets, basically, by department?
Yeah, there's no doubt, like, maybe other towns who don't put in the time and effort to get everything out of equipment, and just asking for new equipment soon, so.
Thank you. Thank you. And finally, Ms. Bergen, Recreation Superintendent. Welcome.
Hello, everybody. I'm just going to be presenting 3 different divisions that I do have under me. It could be recreation, senior center, which is also Office on Aging, and special events. The recreation department, we do have 3 staff members, which includes myself, Jeff Radisson, and Lee Sudan. What we work on, we deliver different programs. Which includes camps, youth sports, aquatics. We have community events, and we do a lot of field scheduling, permits, rentals. We work with a lot of different local organizations for their field permits. We also have the nature center, and we do the communication, which we do our website page, Facebook, and then we also, Emily does a nice job on, she does the latest in Lawrence newsletter. With our programs, we reach about 2,000. We had about a little over 2,000 people that signed up for our recreation programs throughout the year. These are just our recreation programs that we do have. We do anywhere from camps to swimming to adult programs, sports leagues. But we do have a lot of programs that we do offer throughout the year to the community. Our senior center is also, we have 3 full-time staff members who are filling the staff. Natasha and Kevin is our new senior van driver and clerk. We do have, the senior center is located over on Darrell Lane. We offer services to 60 and older, and we have a full calendar of programs, activities, and social events that we do run over there. We also offer transportation for our seniors, and it's trips to the seniors, and then when available, we do shopping or medical appointments. We also, at the senior center, they also serve lunch through their Mercer County nutrition site. These are some of the programs that are offered at the senior center. We did have about 17,000 people come through the senior center last year, and either with our programmings or our special events that we do have. We offer art classes, lectures, and nature walks. And you can see there's a lot of different programs that we offer there. And these are just the special events. And when I say special events at the seniors, we do have different holiday events, flower arranging, or there's a lot of different great activities and social events at the senior center. Our special events. We do a lot of different special events throughout the year. And that's under the recreation department with the 3 people in our 3 full-time members, including myself, in the recreation department. So we coordinate, deliver, and we do a lot of from start to finish there. We also do 2 different recreation. We have our patriotic committee that helps us out with our patriotic events, and then we have a great recreation advisory committee. And what they do, they're always hands-on with us and very involved in our special events. And these are special events that we do run throughout the year. We start out with our Colonel Hand March, and we do usually have a special event that we have usually every month. We are running something throughout the town to bring the township together, and we try to get everyone to feel like they are part of our community in this. And we do, some of these, we just had our Valentine's Day walk, which believe it was our biggest that we've ever had, our turnout for that, so. We have different events, we do run, some of our events with the police department and then, Public Works, and we do always have all of these. I can't thank these guys enough for, when I come to them, they kind of run sometimes, but, they all come out and support everything that we do, and we do work together as a team. That we do a good job, I think. This is our operating budget cost for all three of these divisions. Our recreation budget will stay the same. We also have our special events budget will also requesting that to stay the same. Our senior center Office on Aging budget, we are requesting for that to be increased, and that the reason for the increase in that would be that we're getting more, seniors would like to do more bus trips. So they like to have more bus trips, and we'd also like to enhance our programs at the senior center. And things are costing a little bit more, such as like even supplies that we do need for the programs that we do run there. And again, these are just what the allocation for, what we use the budget for. We have a lot of programs for the recreation department, our camps, our clinics, travel camps. Travel camps are a little expensive as far as the busing and the trips themselves, community events, parks and field sport, and usually our office stuff and even our online software that we use. The Office on Aging, like I said, it was increasing to expand trips, offering and maintain program quality. Like I said, we use a lot of our, for food or refreshments and anything to run our events that we do have. And our special events is usually if we have any wreaths or, a lot of our special events, fireworks, bands, and even for Memorial Day, we have expenses there as far as like bands or anything, marching in a parade or. I went quickly. I can't go over everything we do, but we do. It's a lot that we do have. But that was just a little bit. I think I gave you a different report that has everything in a little bit more details of what we do. But like we do all of our funds that we use, we really try to get the community to come out and meet each other's neighbors or meet the neighbors or we try to do a lot of activity for the township. So that's it. I could go on for a lot of detail, but if anybody has any questions or anything.
I'm Nancy. I was on the rec advisory committee the last 8 years, so I've seen Nancy's work up close. She's very modest, and I can go on for hours about what the rec department does. I am consistently amazed at what you can do with 3 staff members and your advisory committee, of course. And I just want to say thank you so much and keep up the good work.
I do have to say, for the 3 of us, we do, some of our hours, everyone thinks we're here 8:30 to 4:30, but we're not. We do have, our pool that we do manage from 5, we have the high school pool that we manage for open swim teams, swim lessons, that's open till 9:30. And then we do run, all of the organizations that use the fields or anything like that. They're open, they're usually in practice, and we do get calls, lights off, lights on, so. And Saturdays, of course, we just finished up our basketball program, Saturdays, so we do, thank you.
Again, I want to echo the amazing job that you do with your staff and the level of community engagement that you bring to Lawrence. It's wonderful. But just hearing, so those staff members work at the pool till 9:30?
We have lifeguards, we part-time lifeguards, and we work there, but they just work. so they will call me if there's an issue with them.
I just want to say, yes, I see firsthand what you do with recreation. And along with the patriotic committee, what you do with us. The residents don't really get to see all the work that you do behind the scenes. And what you presented is only a small fraction of what your people do, you and your volunteers. I thank all of them, thank your department too.
Thank you.
I'll just end with, it must be nice to be part of a team that usually sees a lot of people smiling. Other groups, I can imagine the police chief, I can imagine the head of public works, get a lot of angry phone calls, but for the most
We
part.
get this stuff.
Oh. Lawrence is undefeated.
Yeah, sorry, we do. We get a lot of requests for different things and people don't understand, like I said, we get a lot of requests for, we have a putting green request or, lighted, a skate park is one of our, and, we do get a lot of those requests and if we can't, manage them or sometimes that we do get. But we do have a lot of people that it's when we have our events, is when we hear about comments, which is very nice.
I wanted to follow up with something more serious about, I appreciate that from the pandemic on, just the incredible growth of the recreation committee in terms of the events that you do, the community building events. I remember how great it was to have these events that were outside where we could kind of do things on our own and to sort of see that continue. I know the police do a wonderful National Night Out event, and just to see that, Community Day and others, just bring people together. And the idea of people coming out on a cold Friday night for Valentine's Day at Colonial Lake Park is incredible. So
Thank you.
thank you. And I'll just end with thanks all of the department heads for your presentations. One of the things that strike me about, and the manager sort of made me think this as well, is how fortunate we are to have so many experienced people, so many people who are dedicated to this community, and it really shows. And I think we're all grateful for that. It makes our jobs up here a lot easier. So keep up the good work, and also proactively think about how do you sort of teach the Lawrence way of doing things to the next group of leaders for our town, because I know you're not all going to be here forever. You deserve a retirement at some point, not next year, the year after, but how do you continue that effort? And also it's great to see technology sort of being used appropriately to sort of improve the delivery of services to our community. So thank you for being proactive about that as well. And with that, I think they're dismissed, yes?
Yeah.
Unless you want to stick around. So with that, we'll open it up for public participation, 5 minutes. I think there's a request for a motion for a brief break. Okay, so we need to, all right, we're taking a 5-minute break. All right. I know.
It's getting harder to get up. And you know what the so the brownfield. So yeah, the other one. We get some graduating the company. I was supposed to leave. She got her 6. What an onion, yes. Yeah.
It's very valuable. I had something to go to.
Hey guys.
Hey, how
you doing?
I'm tired, I'm tired. I can't tell myself.
It's okay.
But I love to hear I have a piece of paper. And they're very professional. I don't like. Oh, I know.
It's no dead for, days at a time.
And make sure, especially Lois sees that, okay? And copy everyone who. Okay? Do, even all of them, even though it's a totally religious nature, it's a continuation of what, okay? And I spoke to the governor's office on Friday, and I told this to Tanya earlier. I spoke to the chief of staff of Turner for some time, Meredith, if you know her, and I spoke to the diocese, female, and they agreed that this information not getting out to girls is a type of child abuse, okay? And then I found out that there was a legal obligation to report it. I also spoke to a police officer, and she agreed with me tentatively, as we could speculate about the law, that it does not meet, if this is not given, information is given, then it could be said there's an insufficient level of care. It's not the exact words, but you know what I'm saying, because there has not been any way to get girls to this level before. It has been considered impossible to get them to choose their cycles in terms of who they are as women. So I was forced to call New Jersey to protect myself, okay? So I mentioned it's 19 out of 20 women about, including you four, who have agreed that there's a problem if this information is not given. Okay? It's serious business. Okay, so I had to say, because Shirley Turner knows about this, I have to report all the children in New Jersey.
Oh, he will.
Oh, really? Yes, yeah, I got my headphones.
Okay, and I spoke to the diocese, the director at the diocese yesterday, a female, a lot of time over the phone. It has to be from Mary. There's no other way.
Yeah, there will be sometimes, so, yeah, so that's, like, I don't know, I don't know what's going on with you, I can just get it done, and I've got it. But he has to do all the
I tell myself that I'm not, I'll be like, what are you doing? That's sad. He must get that. Because every time.
That's really nice. You wanna come over to my house? It's just, you know, I will say that it's like, that's where it's like, it's type of thing that-
Yes.
you find out. Yes. Because I have Yeah, you have a job, I have, a job.
Yeah. It's good. All right, let's start up again. We are now to public participation, 5-minute limitation per speaker.
Hello, I'm David Mazenko. And I'm here represent the Trails and Open Space Stewardship Advisory Committee. And thank you for listening to our presentation about a month and a half ago. Since then, we've had an additional meeting and have consulted with our council liaison, Councilwoman Farmer. And what we've decided to do is kind of digest down what we were talking about to 3 priorities. And that is the Amazon to Vietnam Canal Trail, the sound chemical remediation, and a bridge at Colonial Lake Park over the Stapleton Creek. So I'm going to be as brief as I can in talking about that. And what we're looking for is, we're providing our advice to council, which is our obligation as an advisory committee. And what we would like is for there to be discussion amongst you and with the Township administration and Manager Lewitsky about which of these objectives you think are achievable that the township is willing to pursue. And, they can present various complexities, so I can understand if there's feedback to us on it. But what we're looking to is to find out if the township is able to take on our initiatives, and if not, to let us know so that we can move on to other things. And we'll probably be back with other ideas. So the first one would be the Amazon warehouse to the DNR Canal connector, which we've already talked about with you. And that one we see as an extension of the circuit trails. Now, I know you're going to be voting on a grant application to the DVRPC for a bridge over the Stapleton for the county's Ports County connected trail, so that's a very good thing. And so you wouldn't want to, so our idea would be to have the DVRPC also fund our trail, but you don't want to compete with that application, so it would be for a future funding cycle. The other thing about it is that it's only partly on Lawrence Township property through an easement on the Amazon lot. The rest of it is on state parkland, so that could be both a blessing and a curse, because the blessing would be that if it is built, it's mostly on state property, so the state has the responsibility for maintaining it, so it's not, I've heard the presentation, so it wouldn't be an additional strain on the Public Works Department. So that's the blessing. The curse is that, of course, we have to work with the state and try and get all that approved. But anyway, we'd like to see if the township is willing to move forward on that and see if we could get the state's buy-in on it. I've already been in touch with the superintendent of the state park and also the trails, the Green Acres Trails Coordinator in the DEP. The second item I want to bring up is Savin Chemical. In a lot of ways, that one is much easier because it's funded through the state's brownfields fund. The official name is much longer. And we already have two properties that are being addressed through that, the Pit Stop and Pratt Cleaners. And they're both moving into the remediation phase. And I know that Jim Parvis is working with the consultant on putting in the next grant application. And it's looking like that's going to be like several $100,000 for the next funding cycle. You want me to speed up? Okay. For the
30 seconds.
What? 30 seconds. I used 4.5 minutes?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
I'm trying to be equitable.
Okay, so anyway, we have $3 million per year available, so we would like to see the state move forward. And that one won't be much of a burden on the township because the consultant would really handle all the paperwork. And then very quickly, the other one would be a bridge over the Shabakunk at the end where the Route 1 bridge is. And that would be a nice thing to have within the park. There's grant money available from the county, and I'm sure we could help you come up with other grant money. And then all of these things, the committee would be very willing to actively participate in helping the township.
So thank you for coming this evening. I appreciate all the enthusiasm about it. I'd ask the council liaison, Ms. Farmer, have you been in conversations with Mr. Nowinski or others about these three items yet, or is this the first Mr. Nowinski's hearing of it, or? Yeah, okay, so.
And share in council too.
Yeah, no, I just want to make sure Mr. Nowinski is on with the call, so, thank you for that. We'll definitely keep an eye on it. As you're well aware, I mean, you seem very aware of the sort of competing interests and priorities right now.
Yes.
I appreciate that you put these before us.
Okay, thanks.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh, here.
Press start, or?
Yes.
Okay, how you doing? Good evening, everyone. My name is Charlie, my last name is Pachichi. I'm a resident in Colonial Lakes. I'm here tonight because I have a video for all you to see, which is a minute long. There's a health crisis at the Lawrenceville Shopping Center right now. I have found 20 dead deer over. I don't even know how many dead deer are on this property. There are dead deer thrown on the ground with gloves, plastic thrown there. People are dumping these deer there. I don't know who. Right? I also today pulled over 20 contractor bags from construction sites that construction workers threw in the woods or someone, and I'm the person to pull it out and put it on the parking lot, and it's sitting there right now in that parking lot, and someone has to pick it up. This is a serious crisis. There's also a log that has fallen over the creek that he wants to build a bridge over. It is clogged up with debris and trash. Someone needs to backhoe and get out the debris first, and then they have to move this log to get the trash flowing back. It is disgusting. I've never seen anything like this in my life. There's so much trash in this creek and the smell that is coming off of it. This water has to be tested. The groundwater, me and my friend here have picked up, in 1 week since I discovered this on Saturday, me and him have picked up over 1,000 pounds of debris from the field right there behind the trucks that park there. There is a dead deer right behind this truck that is rotting right now that I found today that has flesh on it. It is disgusting. There's an oil spill in the parking lot, but I swear it is like this big, right? It goes like this long, and it's going towards the trees and the woods. There is even more. The most surprising thing that I saw out there. Okay, this is impersonal to me. Every single morning I wake up and I walk on the Delaware Canal at 5 o'clock in the morning alone. I have a family of beaver that I visit every single morning. And I tell you, this is important. That land back there is not just some random parking lot in a random field. This is a wetland. It's filled with cattail, and all the plants, the vegetation in there only grows in a wetland. This is important. The beaver are important. It's a keystone species. It and the wetlands that it creates, they trap water and they keep it out of our neighborhoods. And this is contaminated land that needs to have specialists come and look at this soil. There are hundreds of people that work in the shopping center. They just put in something for kids. Thousands of people visit. This is a high traffic area. This creek is polluted. It is linked to the lake. The lake dumps into the Assunpink. The Assunpink dumps into the Delaware. That's where the drinking water for 250,000 people comes. This is not a little problem. This is something that needs immediate attention. There's so much plastic in Colonial Lake. And I'll tell you, we just had the 100-year anniversary for that lake, and I live there and I love that lake. And there, in 100 years, there are generations of fathers and sons that have gone there and fished. The best memories in their life were there. This is an important place, and you cannot, the creek is connected to the lake. You can't treat it like it doesn't exist. The township has to take responsibility. There is a solution called a trash track. I have a picture I can show you. I studied this. We already use it in the canal. I'm sorry I'm getting upset. I'm trying to calm down. But this is a serious problem and I need to get it across. A trash trap can be installed upstream and catch all this trash. After every rain, someone has to come and empty out all the trash with a backhoe. So this needs to, like you guys, a regular citizen cannot be Googling how to install one of these in his lake. A professional has to come out, it has to be installed, monitored, checked, so it doesn't disturb wildlife. There's a lot of people that have to get on the same page, but there's not enough time. In 1 month, all the vegetation is going to turn green. It's going to be impossible to get any trash, any litter, or even get back there at all, so we can build the ticks. This needs immediate action. This is why I'm doing this. I know how important this is. In that creek right now is a beaver lodge, that is 11 feet long. There are chewed up trees everywhere. This is their habitat. I know this is strange to care about, but this is why I'm doing this. All right.
Yeah. No. You had a few more seconds, so yeah, I just wanted you to know that you had a few more seconds.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But also, this area is important. It's historically important. Right down the road from the Princeton Pike in the shopping center is the battlefield. This is the 250th year anniversary. This animal is historically important as well. The fur trade pushed westward expansion in this country. It is an important animal that people need to know about. And this place is perfect. It could be a park. I swear, I've hiked all over and tracked beaver all over this watershed, and this park is important. I swear, everywhere else, if you want to see a beaver in a lodge, you got to walk through the woods a mile and a half through all this stuff. People don't want to do that. You could park in this parking lot, walk up a trail, 90 feet, and you can see a beaver, and there's an Olympic-sized swimming pool beaver pond right there. It's 6 inches of standing water, and this oil is leaking towards this pond. This is very serious. I didn't go to school for ecology. I study this stuff because of the beaver. I know this is crazy, but I need your help. I need someone to please reach out to those people and tell them to not park there. They need to turn their exhaust pipes the other way around. Their exhaust pipes are going right to the lodge.
So I will say
Like, someone
that,
has to ask nicely, please. Like the mayor, someone in charge, like that is important.
so I've spoken with the township manager already.
No, the manager, the person with the trucks, that park there.
I'm getting to that.
Okay.
So, give me a second to explain myself, all right, please. So I've spoken with the township manager. I think I think you mentioned to me in email conversation that you've also spoken with the health department. Is
I
that-
did, they came out, I saw the lady twice, but I mean, like, I told them about the oil spill a week ago. I mean, this can't sit there.
Understood, but
I'm throwing kitty litter on this. I'm a regular citizen.
it's
I know
also,
it takes time, but this is a diesel oil spill. I'm sorry.
sometimes it's also private property. It's not owned by the township, right? So we have to, I
I understand, but.
I understand.
I'm sorry, but this is the windmill state. This is, you can't use a plastic bag and mandating individuals to do better, which I agree with. But letting a property owner of the kind of property like trash their property.
I'm not saying we're allowing a property.
I know you're not
owner to spill
allowed.
oil
I know you're not
and
allowed.
pollute the
I
lake,
know,
right?
This is God.
So let's take it
This
down.
is God, I'm just trying, I'm sorry, I'll sit down. I'll sit down, but I'm just
And-
really
and-
upset and everyone else
what-
should be too.
What I was trying.
Everyone else should be upset what's going on in that creek. No one wants to, I swear, I invite you all to look at it in person with me.
I was just gonna say, as a resident of Colonial Lakelands, I've been impressed by the beavers that are there. I've been maybe not as happy about them taking down some of the trees on the bowling alley side, but I understand the importance of the beavers at that lake. And so I understand the importance of that lake, and I think all of us on this council appreciate nature and its importance, right? So we're gonna get to the bottom of it, but it's gonna take a little bit more time. And I understand your urgency about it, and I think the manager's heard that loud and clear. So we'll stay in touch and keep you updated. So, but thank you for your passion, I appreciate that. Anyone else for public comment? Yes. Thank you.
If I can say, again, thank you for your passion of our initiative and bringing it to our attention.
Welcome, your name?
Thank you, Mark Ruler. Thank you for this honor, and thank you for all that you do for the township. It's very appreciated. And hello, everyone. I'm new to the community. Today is my 3rd month anniversary. I want to say something about the art that when you come in here. I have 2 things to say. First, I want to speak about the art. That when you come in here, there is an image that says, take a risk, which is of a man jumping over a chasm that 99.9% chance he would die if any human being took this risk. And it's a dangerous subliminal influence. I just spoke to Officer Lee about it. He gave me permission to use his name. And I said, Officer, is it possible that this could do any good for somebody? And he said, no. And I said, do you see how it can have no effect? It could be neutral. He said, yes. And I say, do you see how it could have a bad effect? And he says, yes. And today, Mr. Oakley, the coordinator, spoke of public safety, preventing hazards. This is a hazard right here. I know someone from Denver who became a paraplegic because when he was young, someone told him, convinced him to take a jump. You know, as these things, daredevil things sometimes happen. And this has an effect, time and time again, okay? I mentioned in the police station, now at least for 6 days, in official places the most stunning propaganda, Chinese propaganda in some manner, that has been in the police stations. And in the same way that this is not noticed, those things are not noticed. And I've spoken to the mayor a couple of months ago about it, and I complained. And I don't want to say what the mayor said earlier, okay? I will now move to my second order of business. I'm a sociologist, and I have been doing a study for 7 years in Europe, nearly. Before I came, I was away from, I'm a Native American from Manhattan originally, although I used to live in New Jersey also when I was young, and in Essex County. On about 2,000 women, and a number of ladies here know about my study, there has been an enormous breakthrough on the female mind. So that what has been discovered is that what is most important to every normal woman on earth is for her to be herself. Yes, we have so we know that this is true. The men will not understand this because I'm a Berkeley trained sociologist, I do not understand. There has been a major breakthrough regarding what is most important to the female mind, and it is very distinct from the male mind. And the last week, I was in conversation with the governor's office, a female there. I was also in conversation with the chief of staff of Senator Turner's office about this issue, because it has an enormous effect on employment. Because when a woman cannot be herself, and this is something, again, a man cannot readily understand, she is under an enormous amount of stress. And in fact, it is likely the reason why the former councilwoman Olympia resigned was because for long enough, she could not be herself on her job. You understand what I say is true. Or please at least deny it okay? If there's something wrong, please deny it, because God is the truth. So if I am saying something wrong, ladies, please immediately let me know, because otherwise the men would be deceived and it would be ungodly. I'm nearly done, okay? The conversation had to do with female bus drivers going through menopause, ladies. And these female bus drivers cannot be themselves on the jobs enough of the time, because if they were, they would explode. So that means they're in a catch-22, and it's a very dangerous situation. Do you understand this? Does everyone understand the safety issue? Because danger. Okay. You understand this, ladies. This is very serious business, okay? And this was the conversation with the governor's office and also with the Senate pro tempore, okay? Thank you, okay? Thank you very much. And I happen to be here, I happen to have the knowledge on this information, okay? Thank you.
All right, anyone else for public comment? Welcome.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. At the last meeting, I brought to your attention a public court deposition by the township manager for the recent $3 million whistleblower lawsuit that the township settled. I asked council to read the deposition because it was very concerning that it revealed that the township manager, under oath, intentionally gave false and misleading information to a council member. In the deposition, the manager stated, I called each council member in advance and I said, I'm going to be sending an email out regarding negotiations. It's going to not be true. It's going to have things that are designed to get a result. I asked each member of council to contact me to have a conversation concerning what appears to be unprofessional and unethical tactics. But none of you bothered to get back to me to at least say that his actions were concerning. Each one of you have reached out to me in the past seeking my endorsement and my vote to goals to get you elected. But when I have a legitimate concern about corruption in the township government, this council remains silent. False and misleading information was provided to an elected official to get a designed result. How is that not official misconduct? This council took an oath of office to uphold the rule of law. I ask you publicly, Mayor, to make a statement regarding what appears to be official misconduct.
Mr. Lee, before, we had a conversation with our township attorney, and he, first of all, 3 of the 5 members sitting before you today have no firsthand knowledge of that time period. There were no questions given in the deposition, just numbers. Numbered sections of that, of a partial copy of the deposition. And so, under advice of counsel, and I'll let Mr. Simon fill this in, we decided to not respond with it. So, Mr. Simon.
Thank you, Mayor. Yeah, this was referred to me, and we have done some research, and I appreciate, Mr. Plea's questions and issues. We're issuing a memorandum, which will be made public to the mayor, council, and Mr. Lee through the clerk's office with regard to our legal position as to if any members would want to meet with Mr. Politi, the ground rules for same pursuant to New Jersey statutes. And that'll be available probably before the end of the week. And it'll be available through the clerk's office. And it'll be delivered directly to all members of council.
Thank you, Mr. Senator.
But, again, I'll just say, you know what, no, I'm not, thank you for your comments. That's all.
It's very concerning,
And we can all be concerned about behaviors of people. I'll leave it there. Anyone else for public comment?
Mr. Mayor, may I make a comment?
No. I didn't. You know what? Yes, but please keep it brief.
I continue to be outraged and disappointed by the disingenuous statements by Mr. Politi. He knows the truth. He just made a statement to you that completely eliminates the nature of what transpired. He did it purposely, and for whatever reason, he believes that by standing up there, he's immune from liability. I am at the point where I said I was done before the last time. This is all he does. He comes up here and he makes discrediting remarks about me and sits down and is very pleased with himself. But it's disgusting, it's inaccurate, you know the truth. Mr. Konecki, you know the truth. Mr. Sybeck, you know the truth. There's a bigger story out there, and he knows the truth, importantly. And it's disgusting, and it also, after 25 years of knowing this man and him supporting me throughout my entire career, it continues to devastate me as a human being. Because all I do for this town is I try my best to do the work that you guys asked me to do. And that's all I have to say.
I will say that I appreciate the work that you do, Mr. Chairman. I'll say that publicly.
Can I add something really quick? As a point of clarity, I've never asked for your endorsement.
Anyone else for public comment? Seeing that, I'm going to close public comment. We now move on to review and revision of the agenda. Is there any changes? Do we still have a need for closed session?
I believe we do, but solely with regard to certain personnel matters that, no?
No personnel
No,
matters.
I'm sorry,
It's labor
Labor.
negotiations, but also in addition, potential acquisition.
yes,
That's gonna be the change to the closed session.
that's all we'll need tonight, Mayor.
So do we need to, should we modify,
Yeah.
18H7 to reflect that it's labor negotiations? We'll remove, Oprah actions and litigation.
Yeah, we
Add,
we don't-
and add, can you repeat?
Potential acquisition of insurance.
The Oprah action litigation may be at another meeting.
Thank you. Anyone would like to move that motion? Motion to modify 18H7?
I'll make a motion to move, to modify H7, authorizing a closed session of council meeting, following the regular meeting, discuss the matters dealing with labor negotiations and potential acquisitions.
I second.
Ms. Hart?
Ms. Farmer,
Yes.
Ms. Jiglia,
Yes.
Mr. Kaminsky,
Yes.
Ms. Santos.
Yes.
Mayor Bobbitt.
Yes. See no minutes of previous meetings, we move on to 9A, awarding and or rejecting of bids.
I'd like to move 9A, number 109, authorizing awarding of bid 26-01, 2025 road improvement program phase 2 to Metro Inc.
Second.
Mr.
Mayor,
Noy?
this is just a part of our continuous road improvement program, second phase, 2025.
Thank you. Any questions from council? Seeing none. Any questions from the public? Seeing none. Ms. Hart?
Ms. Farmer,
Yes.
Ms. Jiglia,
Yes.
Mr. Kaminsky,
Yes.
Ms. Santos,
Yes.
Mayor Bobbitt.
Yes. Now we're on to introduction of ordinances, 10A.
I'd like to move ordinance number 2506-26, an ordinance amending chapter 15 of the Lawrence Township Administrative Code entitled Boards, Committees, and Commissions and Committees, ordinance number 2084-11, to rename the Borough Growth and Redevelopment Committee as the Business and Economic Growth Committee.
Second.
Thank you. I'll ask Ms. Santos, because she's the one who put this on, not the manager.
And I'll, in this interest of time, I'll keep it quick. So the Growth and Redevelopment Committee last year took a look at their mission and devised a focused plan built around 4 strategic priorities. Those are to facilitate local business networking and support, promote local spending, advocate for technology to improve their business environment, our business environment, and enhance integration and advisory in planning and development. So they recommended a new name which reflects these 4 pillars and their new mission, which is the Business and Economic Growth Committee.
Thank you. And with that, can we vote?
Ms. Farmer,
Yes.
Ms. Jiglia,
Yes.
Mr. Kaminsky,
Yes.
Ms. Santos.
Yes.
Mayor Bobbitt.
Yes. 11, adoption of ordinances.
And to move ordinance number 2505-26, an ordinance amending chapter 435 of the Lawrence Township Administrative Code entitled Vehicles and Traffic, designation of one-way traffic pattern for public alley.
Second.
Thank you, Ms. Farmer. Mr. Nowinski.
This just designates a one-way traffic pattern for a public alley between Pear Street and Strawberry Street. This action arises from a request from nearby property owners. It was investigated, considered, and recommended by our municipal engineer.
Any questions from council? I have to say, when I looked at that street, that alley, I was surprised it was two-way. So thank you. Any questions from the public? Seeing none. Ms. Hart?
Ms. Farmer,
Yes.
Ms. Jiglia,
Yes.
Mr. Kaminsky,
Yes.
Ms. Santos.
Yes.
Mayor Bobbitt.
Yes. Managers report.
I just have something quick to report. The township had been in extended communications and negotiations with Rider University to acquire a significant piece of open space, the woodlands behind the campus, for more than, actually almost 2 years. We've had the deal in place but circumstances required Ryder to engage the county of Mercer County, who is now taking the lead, and they've had a public meeting and a vote on this issue and other issues relating to the county and Ryder teaming up together, which represents very good news for Ryder University. And I, along with Mr. Sypak, we're going to be working with the county to partner up and share in the acquisition of this open space, because Ryder is important to our community. And I want the community to know, and to Ryder to know, that we are here to support their continued success, actually getting through this difficult time to return back to a successful private institution, which is challenging private institutions around the country. So it's really good news. The county really came through big. Our work was not in vain, because they used a lot of what we did. And the information that we compiled, all the survey work, it was relied upon to allow the county to act very quickly to get this done for Ryder. So congratulations to Ryder and to the county as well.
Mayor, that just a minor clarification, that the meeting that the matter spoke of was the formal meeting of the Board of County Commissioners, where they passed multiple resolutions with regard to Ryder University. And I've had discussions with some of the, I spoke on three of the county commissioners and county executive, and there is a concerted effort on the part of the county through available funds, not just county funds, state funds, and other funds, to help this great university right next door to us survive. And I think our participation, and especially Mr. Derwinski's concerted effort with the meetings with Ryder, has been very fruitful. And you can only imagine if that were to no longer exist, the problems we would have here in Lawrence Township. Thank you.
Anything else? Yeah, I'll share with you, Mr. Derwinski, and the rest of the council and the public. I had a meeting today with the county executive, and we discussed that a little bit. And so I have a little bit of download to give you later, and the rest of my colleagues on council. But again, the county executive was very clear about how important Ryder is. Not only I expressed the importance of it to Lawrence Township, but he expressed it in terms of the importance to Mercer County. So it's nice to see that it's known and recognized as an important piece of that.
And importantly, the LHT segment that was envisioned to go through the Ryder campus, we were able to redirect it in a way that it's going to be a really meaningful segment within the woods area. Ryder is happy with, the county is happy with, and that we are certainly happy with, to further extending out LHT trail system.
Right, and you just remind me, I'm sorry to take a little bit of time, but just the importance of the big woods, how special that forest is, both for our community today, but also for Alva Leopold, who went to Lawrenceville School and who roamed the big woods and was one of the founding people of the environmental movement. And so to know that that piece of land is going to be preserved forever is just a really special thing. Attorney, any questions from the manager, from council?
Just good work.
Attorney's report.
Nothing this evening, Mayor.
All right, thank you. Mr. Sypak, clerk's report.
Just two things. Just a reminder that March 23rd at 4 p.m., the nominating petitions are due for county committee and also for our council vacancy. For those who are going to apply, Democrat or Republican, that will come to the clerk. For the independent, you have up until primary day at 4 o'clock. That will be filed with the county clerk. Also, public notices. There was a new law that went into effect March 1st. So now all of our public documents will be posted on the website. And also under the Secretary of State website as well, under legal notices. So that's where they would be on their website. We've been trying to work on it to make sure that it's there. And that will go, and that will be what the future is for legal notices. Our Oprah program is up and it is really popular and running efficiently like it should. I think we got close to, if not over 300 requests since January when we did our kickoff. So, that's it.
Thank you. No unfinished business, new business. Appointments to boards and committees. Do we have any right now? Are we gonna hold off on a few or? Yeah, boards and committees appointments.
We had the one from last month that I asked to hold off, but then we got one. And it really says Recreation Advisory Committee. But I know this person was also talking about the senior center.
Okay.
All right, so can we hold off for one more?
Yeah.
All right.
I defer to the liaisons if you wanna have a comfort level and especially Ms. Shipley as a new member councils that just have time to review, so, all right.
I did also give you new ones that we received, well, I received a new one in for environmental, I think that's something.
Yeah.
So you can look at. And then also, well, we have two for environmental.
All right.
And the other boards are recreation, public safety, and two more zoning. So some of them that apply, the board is already filled.
Okay, and you had also given us the most current,
I did, I put
roster,
that, you
yes.
have that, yeah.
Wonderful, okay, thank you, so we can also figure out what's needed, okay. Further public participation. 3 minutes this time.
I will take a second opportunity, thank
Of course. Just state your name again for the record.
Mark Ruber.
Welcome.
Something very serious is going on here, which 3 of the female counselors are, 2 of the counselors, I'm sorry, are aware about. Well, to some degree more Amanda, but directly, sorry, just one of the counselors.
You can direct it to me right now.
Pardon?
Continue.
There was a breakthrough in my study that happened at the end of December, and council member, then Mayor Patricia Hendricks Farmer was involved. And the breakthrough was something, a parenting practice for mothers to guide their daughters, to get them to be able to less painfully experience their monthly cycle. Again, the women who know about this, including the clerks, if there is anything that I am saying that it is not true, please state.
I don't understand what this has to do with Lawrence Township.
I'm about to explain.
Okay.
Again.
That is something personal.
It's
All
not.
right, it is personal.
It's
my
not.
opinion. I don't want to hear it. All right?
I have been sent by the diocese to report child abuse, okay? I have spoken to the chief of staff of Shirley Turner, and she could understand how this is child abuse if this information is not given to the daughters.
Wait. You're indicating that you were here at the direct direction of the Diocese of Trenton?
I'm sorry, repeat your question.
You just indicated you were sent here or speaking for the diocese.
No.
You said diocese.
I did say diocese.
Diocese of what?
Of Trenton.
So are you an official representative of the Diocese of Trenton?
I'm sorry, you misheard me and.
No, I didn't misheard you. I'm very careful when I listen.
I have a recording. Maybe I spoke fast. I will repeat myself. Okay. The Diocese of Trenton gave me the thumbs up
So you have official recognition of the Diocese of Trenton, are you saying that?
That is not what I was saying.
Well, you have a thumbs up, what's that mean?
Not to come here, I was not given the thumbs up.
Well, then you can't make representations involving the Diocese of Trenton in a public meeting if you're not an official representative.
I'm not
So
doing
please refrain from doing that.
to contact New Jersey because of mandatory child abuse reporting. This is that I went because it involved the diocese. So I went to the diocese and this is what they advised me to do. The thumbs up.
This is
That is what I
not, this is not a forum
I'm just
involving.
letting you know
We have no, this
this
board.
would be a matter that the township could be sued. So
Okay.
so you are aware. I've
This,
given you,
this,
I've tried to.
this governmental
I
entity.
told you more, that's all I need to
Let
say.
me respond, let me respond. This governmental entity has no jurisdiction over the criminal laws involving child abuse.
But there's mandatory reporting that
There's
every single
no,
New Jersey.
this government entity does not have mandatory reporting. The police department may.
No, there's mandatory for every citizen. There's mandatory reporting of child abuse for every citizen. So if there are members of the council, or if there are people who are aware of this, and I said, if I'm saying something not true, then they should say something. I'm letting you know, mister, there are girls at risk, and you may be liable financially. Thank you.
Anyone else for public comment?
That's all time, is that okay?
Yeah, you can, that's fine.
All right, I'm sorry, all right.
Just state your name for the record. You don't have
My
to-
name is Charlie, my last name is Michigan.
Welcome again.
Thank you very much. I really need help. I'm not, and I don't have a background in taking care of talking to government people and making all this come together, but this is really important. I'm trying to, I just really need help, is what I'm trying to say.
Understood.
And this is a really serious issue. I really think that there's something going on in the ground back there. In that field. There's the nastiest stuff that I used to have, my worst job I ever had, I used to work as a baggage handler. People don't realize every time a plane lands, someone has to empty the lavatory. They have to hook up a thing and pull this thing, and sometimes it leaks. That job is a cakewalk compared to what is out in that field and what me and you have been pulling out there. This is stuff for years. The plastic is scary, and the only way to get it out is to lift it up with your hands or it'll crumble into a million pieces. There are suitcases out there. There are cages out there. We found a trap, an animal trap. There's a bed in there. There's this stuff has been there piling up for years. I'm really sorry, but I know no one really goes back there. The reason why I haven't been back there in years is because for years, this place, crackheads used to smoke back there. That's why I have never been back there in years. I didn't even know the lodge was there. But what they had done to the creek, and the bank is eroding on the creek, it needs to be reinforced. It is literally about to fall off. It is dangerous back there, and also the beaver have dug a canal right into the field. They have flooded the field, and there is a beaver pond there that is literally the size of an Olympic swimming pool. I mean, this is the pollution in there. This is really a serious problem. I mean, someone that has like a degree in this kind of environmental science needs to come to the site and look at it. And the EPA, I talked to all these people. I had texted, emailed, report everyone I can imagine, because this is an important spot to me and to all the people in this community. And I'm just really tired, like exhausted and emotionally, and I need to sit down. I'm really sorry, but I'm just so tired.
It's okay.
I've never stayed up this late. I have to go to bed every night at 8 because I have to wake up at 4 to see my beaver at 5. So
That's dedication, my friend, that's
I'm there
dedication.
every day. I mean, most people do not get to experience this. I know my dad told me not to do this, but I think I have like 2 seconds left, so I'm just
You got a little bit of time.
I'm not going down.
Yeah, like 30 seconds.
I'm not gonna show you, but anyway, I'm just gonna sit down.
So I will share this.
Yeah.
Right? I appreciate your passion. I appreciate you coming up. I know it's not easy to come up in public and speak about something that you're passionate about. and sometimes it can get.
Well, I'm not the most articulate person here, I'm just a regular guy, I work at a grocery store, I mean, like,
It's all
this
good,
is like.
it's all good, right? But
I've read books and I've studied, but like, this is like.
But I think one thing that could be, first of all, I would suggest, and you and Andrew has a different idea, but I would suggest, first of all, stop going into the woods and pulling out stuff, because you don't know what's in there, you know? And second of all, if you could, you have my email address, if you could send me, another email with sort of the exact.
Video, I mean, you can see in the video where it is, because I show where.
You had sent me one video,
Yeah.
and it was very tightly cropped, so I wasn't quite sure where it was.
Oh, okay.
So that's the thing.
Okay.
If you could kind of tell us, and then.
Mayor, we have.
Oh, you do?
First of all, message received. Thank you for coming tonight.
Thank you.
And you were
And your
articulate.
health, right?
Huh?
No, this is,
My
this is
name's
Township
Mr.
Manager.
Nowinski. We've communicated with each other.
Mr. Nowinski.
So we've reported it to the health department who's gonna investigate it. I reported it to the chief of police. We have the director of public safety here. Tomorrow morning, we're gonna get together, we're gonna discuss engaging the DEP in this.
Okay.
Because it involves negative impacting of the waterways. And I'll certainly inform Senator Shirley Turner about this issue as well. It's been going on for.
But this site, I don't know if you guys know, but I'm sorry.
It's okay.
In 1950, it was built on a dump site, and there's uplift going on.
Oh, we well aware of that. No, we know about it.
I don't know anything about law, but this seems legal. Just the property owner to let this happen, I don't know anything about that, I'm sorry.
Now, so listen, it's the subject of illegal dumping, not by the property owner, but certainly it's the property
don't-
owner
they're-
is the point of contact that we have to
My
engage.
question is this, I work at Wegmans in West Windsor, and they pick up the trash in the morning, they have guys with buckets to do this every single morning, I see them. I've never seen anyone in that shopping center, I know you guys frequent that area, and you're,
So,
I mean.
what I'll end with is, we hear you loud and clear, so it sounds like the manager's on it,
All
and,
right, thank you, thank you.
we'll stay in touch, all right?
Okay, thank you.
No worries.
And Charlie, if you didn't give me your cell phone number, email it to me. I sent you an email later this afternoon, so
Oh, okay,
just send it to me.
thank you so
I'll
much,
keep you.
thank you.
Anyone else for public comment? All right, seeing that, I'm gonna close public comment.
I know.
And with that, we're on to 18 resolutions.
I'd like to move 18A through 18H, 8 in a block.
Do you have a second?
Second?
Ms. Carter?
Ms. Farmer,
Yes.
Mr. Gill,
Yes.
Mr. Connectney,
Yes.
Ms. Santos,
Yes.
Mayor Baffer.
Yes. Council initiatives and liaison reports. I mean, we've heard from one of your.
Yes,
departments.
so we heard this evening from the Trails and Open Space Committee. And the DEI, the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Committee met last week. Basically, we're looking at the events for the year. There is an interest, Mayor, for you to possibly visit one of our upcoming meetings.
Okay.
They would love for you to have a conversation with them.
About, or is it a surprise? Or just a.
Yeah, you'll be proud, yeah.
Okay.
Surprise. A friendly conversation. And then, yeah, so potentially that, and looking to maybe fill, we have an opening for a student on the committee as well as, you know, there's a space for a police officer on the DEI committee, I don't know.
Should have asked the chief about that.
I know, he's not here, but I have the public safety director there. Yeah, so that's it, historic has not been, and as you know, on Saturday, the Historical Society honored our former Mayor Karen Mount, as well as Dan Haggerty, who has done a lot of work in our community.
Sorry to miss that, it sounds like a great thing. Anyone else? With that, no written communications, motion to go into executive session.
Motion.
Hey, Chris, thank you. Appreciate it.